Hey everyone, Tom Petty from Petty Motorworks here. We have an interesting job here. Customer came in with a brake pulsation concern. The brake pulsations can be caused by multiple issues. One common issue is rust forms on the rotor surface. Large spoke wheels, as you see right here, let environment in, right? So if environment gets into the rotor face, it can cause rusting, right? So that's one issue. The other issue is a rotor could be warped. So this is a big disc. It spins like this. The brake pads squeeze against here to stop your car. So the rotor can be warped like an old vinyl record, and it can cause a shudder or a vibration when you step on the brake. The last thing is sometimes composite brake pads that are made out of ceramic composites can cause something called pad transfer. That's where a little layer of the pad kind of fuses to the surface of the rotor and creates these random high spots. Those typically will go away on their own just by stopping the vehicle. As you can see, this has a lot of corrosion, a lot of discoloration. And you can even see some pad shapes in the marks here. That's probably an area where pad transfer occurred. Well, the interesting thing about this vehicle is these brakes were done a substantial period of time ago. You can just tell by the rust. But let's go to the other side just briefly here. When we look at this rotor, it doesn't have that whole big ridge of rust out here, which is interesting because when we look through the pads here, we can see the pads stick out further than the rotor. What does this tell us? Whoever did the brakes on this last put the wrong brake rotor on one side. I wouldn't be surprised if this vehicle also pulls in one direction when braking, right? But interesting that the technician or the backyard mechanic that did this clearly wasn't observant to this. This should have been picked up at the shop. Different vehicles have different size rotors, unfortunately, at times. And if you don't have a good technician that's attentive to these things, it can be missed. So that's our technician tip of the day. Have a good day, and thanks for coming to Petty Motorworks.